Matthew 12 and 46.
Come on.
While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him.
All right.
Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee.
Now, this is Christ. Now, Christ started off small, but eventually he became so big to a degree. Every place that he began to gather, a multitude would come out to see him. Now, his family ever so often would come to some of his sermons and walk with him, but really, in the initial ministry, his mother and them weren't coming out there like that initially. But when the reputation preceded Christ and it was getting around there, now the family is want to come through, of course, that's my, and there was nothing malicious with the mother and the brothers and all that, right? But the Most High used this scenario, Christ uses this scenario as an example. Because they weren't there before the crowd got there. They came once the crowd was assembled. See? Read that part of the Lawyer. Come on.
Yes, sir. While he yet talked.
And Lawyer, the example I'm going to give, excuse me, Lawyer, the example I can give, in the initial part of this ministry when we're learning and getting things together, and guess what, folks? That's right. There's what we call a learning curve in this truth. When you first get in this truth, you're brought low. You have to shed everything and you're brought low. And guess what? With this world that's feeding on image and perception, the last thing family members wanted to be down with was something that they deemed a failure. See? So the initial stages, people were watching, but they're like, I don't know what's going to come of that. But soon as the Most High begin to raise you from the ashes and the fame comes and all that hard work from the beginning begins to what? Show forth throughout the world, when the Most High says that he will make fame. He would bring fame, the true fame, to those who do the word. Now the family can now say, well, okay, the image is right. I can now co-sign it. Right? I can agree with it now. When I didn't know which way it was going to go, whether or not anything was going to come from it, I was a little skeptical at first. But now, since other people are talking about it and it's become mainstream, yeah, I'm an Israelite. So now here come mom, here come pop, like, yeah, that's my son, that's my daughter, right? Come on.
While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him.
Come on.
Then one said unto them, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto them that told him, Who is my mother, and who are my brethren?
Who are my mother? Who are my brother? Read.
And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren.
He stretched forth his hand towards the brethren who labored in the work with him. And he says, you know what? My brother and my mother is right here amongst those who are working in the vineyard, bringing forth my kingdom. My disciples, these are they I'll pray for, and these are they who will do what? Bring forth the ministry that can change and that will change the world. Those are in the work is my family. That's the circle that the Most High have developed. Because why? Within the family, within Christ's family, there's accountability. Starting with what? Now, what one does with that is on them. But the accountability comes from the beginning when you go to the water to be baptized, to ask the Most High to forgive you from former sins. That comes with an agreement. So now we can hold each other accountable based on what? A unified doctrine, a unified belief. And that's why he says, my family is those on this side who's doing the work. Finish reading, Elder Lawyer.
And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren.
My mother, and it says, he that do the, finish reading.
Verse 50. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven,
come on,
the same is my brother and sister and mother.
Those that are doing the work and have done the spiritual sacrifice for believers like us are my what?
Are the same is my brother and sister and mother.
And this is not to say that our blood family isn't our family. They are. But we have to understand there's a difference in family. Those that have been fused through the Spirit of Christ and those who, just through carnal family. There's a difference. And that's why Christ said, well, no, my family are those who have chosen the kingdom. And it's not to say that what? I'm renouncing or going to become something negative to my physical family. But I have to understand these didn't make the choices I made. They have a different objective. And because of that, we cannot allow them to compromise the walk. We have to know who to trust to the end, even above our what? Blood relatives. The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited.